That's a cool one. Wow.
Yeah, just to mess around. You know.
During the ride, he asked me if I had lunch. Guess what? As a thru hiker, you always have some room. So he brought me to the ranch with his friend and we had lunch all together. Thank you guys. Bye. Have a good one. Thank you. That's a great one. So that was the last climb of the day. Missed the pass, the little pass. And right behind that tree there is a lake, and I think I'm gonna go and sleep at the lake after a 30-mile day. All right, I'm starving. Salut copine. What a day today. The Pintlers are absolutely amazing. It was a big day for me today. I did 30, I will do 32, 33 maybe. It was more elevation gain than what I was used to on the CDT. And a fantastic trail going to from lake at the bottom to high passes. It was absolutely great. And look at that trail here, how amazing it is. I've been meeting a lot of southbounders those days. 18 yesterday and something like 15 today. The day before it was plenty as well. And because I'm a chatterbox, I've been spending a lot of time chatting with people. That's why I'm hiking so long to do a 30-mile. I never talked about that before, but I'm just, I think around 600 miles from the end of the adventure. And being so close and so far, because it's around 20% of the total adventure on the CDT, it just makes me realize that what is really important on the long hike, whatever it is, it's the fact that you can't plan those kind of hike. But where I'm just 3 weeks from the end, I can totally plan it, and that changes everything, because you're more focused on your goal than on the instant you're living in. Since now, I basically never plan. I never plan to be at the border at a certain time or at the next town, or I was just living deeply into the present. But it happens on the PCT as well, or on any adventure. When I get closer from the goal, I can start planning. And when I'm planning and when I know I'm gonna finish, I set me a goal, which is really good to pursue a goal, but it's a goal that you can plan. And when you plan, I guess you're not as open to to living the right moment at the right time. It's just my point of view. So if you disagree with that, then I'm totally open to have a discussion about it. Marco, what's the matter with you, boy? What's the matter with you, boy? C'est un strawberry parfait. Ça a l'air bon, hein? Oh, it's not early as usual. Usually it's around 6. But when I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, it was raining. So it's now 7:30. And the day will start. So first thing in the morning. So I'm going to take my food bag. So 4 packages of oatmeal, and you have to do that with cold water because I can't with hot water. Up to the top. And I like it. Lunch break. Water is heating up here. It's a Toke stove. So meal is taken almost directly on the trail, maybe 1 foot away on a nice shadow area. That'll be great. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's time for a little bar, protein bar that time. It's a break between the lunch. I'm gonna fill up my bladder, so I'm sure to have enough water for tonight. And I'm gonna camel up. This is a good example of radio trail. So they told me I better get some water here because there weren't any water for the next 20 miles. So there is not much water running, and the right technique when you're doing that is like to put the bottle upside down so you're not catching what's floating on the surface, and you catch the water not at the bottom but not at the top either. Sort pareil, hop. In those kind of environments, I treat my water with 1 drop of bleach for half a liter. 1 more Lara bar. So now it's dinner time. So while the water is boiling, I'm gonna have dehydrated pinto beans with cheese and tomato paste, and just for as a pre-meal I'll have a package of tuna, and for desserts I'll have some dry mangoes and chocolate pretzel. New CDT route, but there is no sign except that little guy. Oh, end of the day with the magnificent sunset and the fantastic light. I love that time of the day. That's the time where the legs not hurt anymore. They just keep on going, and it's great. I'm loving those times. So now within an hour, I'll be looking for the best tent spot as possible. It means shelter from the wind with an east view, so the sun tomorrow morning can wake me up, warm up my old bones, maybe dry a little bit the condensation of the tent. Flat, obviously, not windy. And I always look at the forest around me because there is a lot of dead trees around here. So I'm always afraid that if the wind picks up during the night, a tree will fall on my tent. So this is what looked like at the end of the day. So I'm just out of Elena after a nice rest day yesterday. It was unexpected, but it was good to have one. I had to wait because there is a fire in between Elena and Lincoln. This is the fire that gets the CDT. And the CDT is going right on the ridge. Well, I hope that the information that they gave me this morning is good, because I haven't seen any sign of the trail so far. Well, fire problem, and the sheriff Eric gave me a ride up the road so I can stay safe. Thank you very much for that ride.
So how long have you been
on the trail?
Yeah.
I started on April 5th, so okay. Today is it's 4 months.
Yeah. And where did you start in?
On the Mexican border.
Okay.
Et voilà, le shérif qui m'a emmené dans sa voiture. Sheriff is going out. Oh yeah. By the way, Lincoln is a pretty wild place to resupply. Very peaceful. And this is how you brag in front of a sign, but you don't plug the mic in. Hyper sympa de sa part, mais ça m'empêchera pas de passer à la question.